Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Out of the Box with Christine. I am your host, Christine Blasdale, and I am so happy that you tuned in today because we've got a very, very special program for you. Of course, the show is called Out of the Box with Christine, and that means thinking outside of the box on everything from health, wealth, love, you name it. We like to think outside of the box on this program, and today is no exception. I have as my very special guest today, Lisa Gold. Lisa is a former casting director, former talent agent, entrepreneur, performer, Renaissance woman in her own right. And she's here today. We're going to be talking about acting out of the box, and not just you theatrical thespians out there. I said thespians. I didn't say lesbians, although it's okay if you are. But I want to welcome to the show Lisa Gold. Lisa, how you doing?
I am amazing this morning. Thank you for having me on your show, Christine.
And we're going to be even more amazing because, and for the folks who are watching this and not listening to it, I told Lisa before that I wanted to have my mimosa, and I have it in my mason jar. This is actually champagne with pog juice. I got this in Hawaii. It's passion fruit, orange, and guava.
You know,
And
when
it's in a
yeah, when
mason
you said you
jar.
were going to have pog juice, I was like, what's that? And you had to explain it, but it sounds amazing.
Yes, and it's in a mason jar because we're going home style. We're going down.
Well, Christine, I enjoy mason jar myself, but I'm a little bit fancier. So I have my mason jar. It's a pineapple, the P in pog,
Here,
right?
if you go to the middle of the screen, we can clink glasses.
Clink.
Clink.
Nice.
Cheers.
And mine is a little, I'm going to say champers and cranberry juice. I don't have anything as fancy as pog.
That's all right. It's kind of funky. Cheers, though, to you.
Ooh, it's sweet. Yeah, yeah,
It's
good.
the breakfast of champions. All
'Cause
right.
it's the morning. Yep.
So I'm so excited to have you. First of all, because I know the show is going to be so fun and entertaining. And isn't that what we want? If we're getting education, if we're getting knowledge, if we're gaining skills, we want to be entertained as well. It doesn't hurt. But why don't you let our listeners know a little bit about what you're doing right now? I know you've got an incredible website, yourtalentagent.com, but tell the folks how you got to where you are right now and what you're currently working on.
Well, when I was 4 years old, no, I'm not going to take you back that far, but I grew up in an entertainment household. My dad was a comedian and a singer, so I was always encouraged to express my natural creativity and talents. I'm a singer by trade. I've made money at it my whole life, sometimes just being a singer and not having to have the side hustle as you do.
Damn.
I know, right? It was good. I headlined on cruise ships. I was a jingle singer in studios. I've done musical theater out the wazoo. I sang at the 20th anniversary of the lunar landing, and so we just had the 50th anniversary of the lunar landing. So
Wow, you was a baby.
I was a baby. Thank you. I mean, literally. And I just love and am passionate about storytelling, but through song. And then I got into kind of by accident the business side of the business by working at and then buying a little networking studio for actors to meet up with agents and casting directors. And I learned so much about how they approach show business and the way they think as opposed to the way actors think.
Mm.
Fast forward a little bit later, I said, I need to bring this information to actors so that they've got a better shot at being able to bring their talents to a worldwide audience and have their dreams come true, because it's an oversaturated marketplace. Christine,
Definitely.
there's no shortage of creativity on the planet. None, right? And whether you are a gardener or you like to cook or everything's creative. But if you want to make money at your creativity, that's a whole different road to hoe. You have to approach it from that business mindset that I don't think most performing artists have. So I try to bring together, as like the balance of the business with the show, and I created programs and seminars, and I've written a book and all that kind of stuff that to try to get the info out there, but do it in an entertaining way. Infotainment.
Yes, we like infotainment.
So your talent agent is a new iteration of me creating all these program products, and and exercises and things for actors to expand out of their box,
Like it.
to think in a different way and still realize that business can be just as creative as standing up there on the stage and singing, dancing, or acting. So I put all of this content into one place, and I call it yourtalentagent.com, because most actors who are pursuing this for a living, you're going to need representation at some point. However, what most actors don't realize is, look at the word represent. It's represent. So you got to know what you're presenting first. You got to know what your unique product is. You got to know how to talk about it. You have to know how to talk about it, not from what you want, but from what you offer. Like, what do you do that's different and fabulous than the other gazillions of actors out there? And it's a combination of, obviously, your look, your ethnicity, your, whether you're male or female, your age, but really it comes down to an essence. Like, what is your essence? Are you the leader type? Are you the caregiver type? Are you the femme fatale? Are you the evildoer? Are you the innocent one? So I work with all these different things, which is really outside of the box thinking, and then we take it and we put it into action. So my other company is called Act Outside the Box, which is why I thought this was so synergistic.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
Well, and the great thing is too, and the folks that are listening, you don't have to be an actor or a performer to appreciate the show, because that also, what you just mentioned about that, you know, you are a product and you need to present yourself. It's the same for entrepreneurs. It's exactly the same. So even if you're, you know, an amazing speaker, or you supply a service, you offer to the world something that's very unique to you, you need to be able, just like an actor, just like a performer, you need to showcase yourself and say, this is what I do differently. And there is, the beautiful thing is that, yes, there's a lot of people doing it, but the beautiful thing is that each one of us has a very unique vibration, energy, skill set, passion, that really, there's a niche, there's something for everybody. So we want to make sure too that during this program, if you're listening, yes, if you're an actor, if you're a singer, a performer, comedian, this is definitely for you. But also, if you're an entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur, if you're thinking about, gosh, I've always wanted to be an author, or I've always wanted to have my own business and do XYZ, this is going to apply to you as well.
You've heard the word branding, right? So even I've been hearing this and seeing this on LinkedIn, like when you're trying to submit for a job and everything's online these days, you need to think from the perspective of the person reading your materials, how to brand yourself. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I love the fact that you say niche instead of niche.
Thank you.
Because
my
niche,
French mother, though, would probably not like it.
Not have liked it, but niche rhymes with rich.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah, right?
That's a book right there, Lisa.
You can take that, because I stole it from somebody else.
Oh, God, I got so many books I got to write.
I know, right? The books are never ending. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
There is only one you, right? There's only one you.
Yes.
You're unique, just like everybody else.
Yes.
So
and you want to be unique.
Right. But everyone's unique. So how do you promote your uniqueness? And I come from the world of the law of attraction. I don't want to be unique by putting down anybody else. I want to be unique by expressing my greater gifts. And there's a way to do that. You know, you can't say, oh, I'm better than them because of blah, blah, blah. It's I am the greatest self that I can be. And I actually bought the URL actoutsidethebox.com before I had a business, because my thinking was, it's not enough to think outside the box. The act is for action. And the action taking, I think, is what distinguishes the people who have great ideas and sit on the couch and have regrets that they never implemented them. And then the people that make a difference in the world, especially to others, they're the ones that are moving and shaking the world, the action takers. I love that book by Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point. He says there's
Mhm.
only three kinds of people who move the world: connectors, mavens, and salesmen. And if you read that book, you are all three, Christine. I believe I am too. You're a
Yeah.
connector. You connect people together. You're a maven, which means you have an expertise in a particular area. And you are, what was the third thing I just said?
I don't
I
know.
think it's the mimosa.
It's the mimosa. No, and we had, and you had mentioned the thing that you can have all the greatest ideas in the world, and one of my brands, I have a couple, is the new brand at myideacoach.com, right? So literally, for clients, I come up with ideas. Now it sounds so vague. It's like, really? Well, no. So if somebody has a company and they want to launch a product, I literally can see the product, the name, how it looks, everything about it on the branding element. Or if somebody comes to me and they're like, I want to be a speaker. I really need to be a speaker. And I'm like, I see a movie. I see a movie that needs to be pitched to Netflix, right? Or something like that. So I come up with these ideas. It sounds crazy. But one of the things that I had just posted and I had showed you earlier,
Yes.
this is from myideacoach.com. And it's ideas are worthless without execution. So it's the same thing in a relationship, right?
Right.
You could say, God, they make my heart go pitter patter. I love them so much. It's so amazing. But nothing is going to happen unless you take action, unless you ask them out on a date, unless you say, will you marry me? Unless you move across the world to your wife in another country. You have to take action. And that's what so many people, they've got all this list of great ideas, but they sit on the back burner and they never come to fruition. So how are we going to motivate them today to do that?
Okay, so here's how to motivate, because here's the thing. It's fear. People don't like to be uncomfortable, Christine, and
We
that
don't like
is
it.
the biggest stop on the planet. But when you start to exercise being afraid and doing it anyway, or just being present to, oh, that's a little uncomfortable. I'm not asking you to literally walk on coals like Tony Robbins or whatever, but that's the whole point of that exercise. You're walking on coals doing something you didn't think you could do that is probably going to be highly uncomfortable, and you're going to do it anyway because you can. And then once you get to the other side, which by the way, I've done that walking on coals thing, you go, that wasn't nothing. I can do anything. So I have an exercise for you. And this is just a little example of being uncomfortable and how habitual we are. Okay, so will you do it with me?
Yes.
Okay, now
let me have another sip of my mimosa.
Yes,
though.
get ready. And even if you're not watching this and just listening, you can do this at home. I will walk you through it. It's very easy. Take your two hands.
Okay.
Okay, now you know when you clasp your hands, just clasp your hands. Okay. Fingers entwined, for those of you that can't see. Fingers entwined, you're clasping your hands. What thumb is on top? Your left or your right?
My right.
Okay, for me it's my left. Now, undo your hands and clasp them the other direction, the one you're not used to doing.
Oh.
Right. Like,
okay.
Do it. Now what thumb's on top?
My left.
Right.
It feels horrible.
Doesn't it feel weird? It feels horrible. Okay, now open and do that same uncomfortable one again. Open and close.
Okay, that was easier.
A little easier. Open and close. And if you practice, pretty soon you'll go, oh, that's not so bad.
Now, I get hung up with my middle fingers here.
Yeah, right. It takes practice. It takes action. And, I've heard, like, if you wear your watch, who wears a watch anymore, but if you do wear a watch on your left wrist, like most people do, just put it on the right for a while.
Or brush your teeth with your left hand if you're normally brushing your teeth with your right.
Exactly.
That's a fun one.
A lot of people think these little things are like stupid or don't make a difference, but they're not. They are the very basics of your wiring as a human being, trying something a little new. And the better you get at those little things, you rewire your brain to go, oh, I will take action on that. I've never done it. It scares the crap out of me. What if I fail? What if I say something wrong? And then when you do it, you'll realize nothing is ever as bad as you thought it was going to be. And a matter of fact, you're probably great at it.
This is such a perfect example. And a couple of years ago, I had Oh, it's a whole long story. I was working at a radio station in Los Angeles, a wonderful, wonderful radio station, KPFK, and they had some things going on with management. People were being told that they needed to do layoffs. Now, I was looking around, and there were people that had full families, right? I was at the time by myself. And I was like, God, I can't imagine them laying off somebody that has kids and all this stuff. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I did not, because I'd been there for so long. At that point, probably 15 years. So, but instead of them, I said, you know what? I'll take a voluntary layoff.
Mm.
I needed the job. It's not that I didn't need the job and I'm flowing in cash. I needed the job, but it was just like, it seemed like the right thing to do. So I took a voluntary layoff. So December 31st of that year, my last day, oh my God, I was crying. I had to take my stuff home, in the box, all of that stuff. And I would say early February, okay? In early February, I got a phone call. And it was the new executive director of the foundation. And he said, Christine, I'm wondering if you would like to come back and for temporary time while we get things in order, if you would like to be the general manager of the station.
Wow.
I was like, am I being punked? I was like, what? I had literally just gotten like 1 or 2 unemployment checks, right? So I said, why me? And he said that he had gone around and talked to people that I had worked with, talked to everybody at the station, that he said, who do you trust? Who do you trust? And I'm overwhelmed with appreciation that they all said Christine. So I said, okay, I guess so. I was a producer, I was a host, I raised a lot of money going on air and doing fund drive shows, but I've never been a general manager of a radio station. I have had a small group of copywriters that I managed many moons ago, like 5 or 6, but not 30 very talented, creative, and quite challenging radio folk. But I said, you know what? I'll step into it. I've never done it before. And it was scary at first because I'm like, what if I fail? I love the station. And I said, you know what? I can only come from my heart and I can only do the best I can. That temporary, just a couple weeks situation turned out to be a full year. I was general manager for a full year and I learned so much. My synapses expanded and I developed skill sets that I would not have had I been scared and stayed small. And one of the things, Mel Robbins, right? Are you familiar with her?
I'm not, but
oh God, look her up.
Can't wait to learn.
She's amazing. She's amazing. Motivational speaker, entrepreneur, crazy, wonderful lady. And she just recently got a television show. Mel Robbins talks about this. There's a difference between fear and excitement. And sometimes we can, because we're so used to going to that fear, and I think that's that caveman, that fight or flight thing, right? Where it's either great or run for your life. But sometimes those things that are just general excitement and nervousness, we categorize as fear, and we get anxiety.
The same.
Yeah. It feels
in your
the same.
body, it feels the same sometimes.
Yeah.
And we don't distinguish it because for whatever reason, we're wired to go to the fear part first.
Yes.
I wish it wasn't that way, but it seems to be. And back in caveman times, that protected us and kept us alive. Yes. So I think we're still working with some of that dinosaur DNA.
Yes. So we could be the ripe old age of 22.
Exactly. Oh my. And that's the thing, when I just love your story about stepping into being a general manager, because here's probably, and we haven't known each other that long, but here's what I already get about you. Yes, people trust you because you're willing to work with a team, because you're willing to learn, and you don't come in and go, I know that. I know are the worst 2 words in the English language. It shuts off all possibility. So to be able to step into something that you don't know and be willing to learn and expand, that's that acting outside the box. That's the whole outside of the box expression. If you're in a box and you stay within what you know, game over. Like, who cares?
Yes. And also you don't get to grow and I think one thing that, why that trust, because I have some integrity, obviously, but also one of the things was, and I think in the very beginning they didn't know how I would be, but my belief in any kind of management position or hierarchy, I am never too above doing what needs to be done. So in other words, if I'm walking down the hall and there's trash on the floor, I'll pick it up. Or if the phones need answering during a fund drive, I'm not going to sit in my office and go, on in the intercom, please people go and answer the phones. I'm going to get my ass up and go and answer the phones. In other words, it's this team effort that no matter what it is, I'm able to do just this. Probably not as well in certain cases. I can't run a board like I'm not an engineer, but if I can do it, I will participate in it. And there's not this hierarchy of, well, I'm the boss and you must do that. Right. And that, my friends, when you're able to not only just be a team player, but do what needs to be done because it's the right thing to do, then magic happens. And magic did happen for that whole year. It was just amazing.
Because you weren't a boss, you were a leader. There's
Bam!
There is I wish I had a poem. It's somewhere in paper, papers back in the day when we wrote on paper. I have something that I copied that asks, are you a boss or a leader? And the distinctions are amazing. You just described a boss. Go answer that phone or go do that, my way or the highway. I don't work well with bosses. I work really well with leaders because leaders inspire people to take action. Leaders help people that are that they're designed to lead to step into their power and co-create and collaborate. And there is nothing finer than following a great leader. I don't want to get into politics, but
go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say here, and here's the thing that I'm going to circle this back really quick to the whole acting thing. When I ask people to give me a character type, they say, oh, well, I play cops. I'm like, well, that's a uniform. So I like saying I play leaders. So here's the problem with that. Leadership qualities, Trump is a leader and people follow him. Obama was a leader and people follow them. They have similar energetic or essential qualities that define leadership. But within there, this is the acting part, all the layers of good and evil and all of the flavors of the rainbow. So your acting teacher teaches you to be everything, and then marketing teaches you to be one thing. Because we want to identify you as one thing. And so at least for the community of performing artists that I have been focusing on my efforts, it's very complicated to get out of their comfort zone and act outside the box of what my acting teacher told me. I should be able to do comedy and drama. I should be able to cry. I should be able to make people laugh. I'm like, that is the layers that come within after you've gotten the role and they're paying you.
Yeah.
Or a scene in class or something like that. But when you market yourself, I love this whole entrepreneurial conversation. It's really about stepping outside your comfort zone, trying on something new. And the way you described how you help people as myideacoach.com is so creative. So I just love to bring that creativity in the marketing of your actor product to your digital platforms, because that's how everybody finds you these days. And so that when you get that agent, they can represent what you've defined. You're in control. A lot of actors don't feel in control either. And if I might say, I'm stepping outside my own box because I feel like you. I have so many things I want to do and so much I want to give that I'm stepping outside of my market as an actress and a performer myself, more into entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, coaches, experts, bloggers, people that have a message other than just through story or through performing story, but who have a message in another way to be able to help them create their own visibility and their own branding. So, and
I will, for one, as somebody who, you can have talent, you can be an amazing speaker, and you can have, you can be so creative and talented. And if you don't have somebody that, and here's the other thing that a lot of entrepreneurs deal with, is they have to become webmasters, copywriters, technical geniuses, editors, all of this stuff, right? Photographers. I mean, they're doing their own selfies, whatever. And the thing that's missing, and this is why what you do is so incredible, the thing that's missing is actually someone who can say, look, you're great at whatever it is you do. And you could be like a dog whisperer or something like that. You don't have to be a motivational speaker or something, but you could be somebody who has gone through divorce, and you are really great at communicating life after divorce or life after cancer, right? You need somebody who knows how to market you. You need somebody who's going to say, we need to brand you, show your best, and get you out there. And that's the key. That's the thing that's in between, because you could have a talented person and an audience hungry for that content, but how are they going to meet? Oh, is there an intruder?
That's my doggy.
Is there an intruder?
Kika, you want to say hello? Sorry about that.
Yes. Is it Kika?
Kika, come. I think she's seeing somebody outside in the yard there. Yeah, as we entrepreneurs work from home.
Kika.
Kika, come. Come here, girl. Come say hi. Come say hi. Up, 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 up.
Come here, Kika.
Up. Here she comes. Here she comes. Turn around. Chica. Miss Chica was born in the Dominican Republic. I gave her just called her girl. Chica's the Spanish word for girl.
Oh, look at those eyes.
And she's a rescue. I brought her home from the Dominican Republic, and she's about 4.5 now. She's a combination Chihuahua and Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh.
Yes, she is.
I don't even want to think about that copulation scenario.
Farther back in the lineage, I did that little doggy DNA test. So she's her heart is so big, but so is her bark.
Well, good. It protects. She's a nice little protection mechanism.
She is. Oh, I lost my train of thought, but here's what I wanted to say too about. There's just so much. Oh, we were talking about the technology, and you have to be a marketer, and you have to be great at social media, and you have to have an email list, and you have to know how to use podcast equipment if you want a podcast, and there's just so much, right? So one of the things that I have, I'm not the greatest technologist in the world either, and I really don't enjoy pushing the buttons. So here's the thing, Christine, is you got to invest in your business. So one of the things that I'm moving into next is I've created, I don't want to confuse everybody, but it's not even, don't go there because it doesn't exist.
Okay, so this is like top secret.
Well, it's coming. It's what's emerging.
So coming soon, attractions.
Goldpublicity.com.
What is it?
Now, Gold. Well, my last name is Gold.
Oh, yes, yes.
And so I'm going to be working with other people that aren't necessarily actors, because when I was a commercial talent agent, the first thing I realized is most commercials are non-union and they don't want actors. They want real people. So there is a way to make money out there as a real person. Are you a real Ford truck owner? Are you a real chiropractor? Are you a real mom of twins? Are you a real part of a 3-generation family? It's all real people. Are you a real stilt walker? I mean, they don't even want actors who. They want real people, because we identify when we see ourselves.
Yes.
So I'm doing an event later in November about that. But what I see is this. I see offering, there's the people who want to do it themselves. Maybe they don't have a lot of money. They can't hire out. They do like pushing the buttons. I'll be helping people with strategy on, here's what you need to do. Go do it, my friend.
Yeah.
And then there's I have a little bit of money, help me get set up, and then I'll take it from there. Right. So that would be like the middle offering of what Gold Publicity will do. Here, we'll get you your little mini website. We'll get you on your social media pages. We will create the strategy and the marketing template, and then you're on your own. And then there's going to be the people who have the money to invest to hire other people because they don't have the time or the inclination to do it.
It's just like, do it for me.
Yes.
So there's do-it-yourself, kind of mid-range do-it-yourself-ish kind of.
There's the halfway do-it-yourself, the whole show, and then they'll meet, and then they're just the consultation. But that's not there yet. But just like, your idea coach, myideacoach.com is new and emerging. I'm sure there's going to be amazing things coming there. Just going to be amazing things for Gold Publicity. One of them being this make money in commercials as a non-actor. And
I
that's
love
coming up
that.
in November, on November 23rd. I'm very, very excited about that event. We're going to include free headshots in that because, you know, you can't get out there without a
A
professional
picture is
headshot.
worth 1,000 words,
Yes, it
and
is.
man, you need a. Can you just really quickly? We're digressing a little bit.
I know, I'm all over the place.
Can you talk about the importance of having a really good headshot? If you're an actor, comedian, singer, performer, or if you're an entrepreneur, if you're whatever it is that you're doing, how important those headshots are.
Well, and you need a branded headshot. You need the one that's going to go on everything.
Yeah.
Because face name, face name, face name. See, if you're already known, if your name is already known, but your face isn't, that's important. If your face is already known, but your name isn't, but most people don't have any recognizability with their face or their name. So when you're starting to create your brand and put yourself out there, you want that one shot that we see everywhere on your website, on your social media pages, as an actor, in all your submissions, the default one, as we say. And then you'll want maybe some other supporting shots that say it's you in this mode, it's you in this mode. But that branded headshot is so important because, I mean, it keeps changing. It used to be you have to see something between 8 and 15 times before it really registers because we have so much clutter coming into our eyes and our ears every day. Now it's like 30 times. You've got to see something 30 times because God knows we've got billboards and messages, and now we got this thing blinging and dinging, and you know, I grew up in an era, you know, with the phone hanging on the wall, and if you weren't home, did it really ring?
And the cord, the long
Yeah,
cord,
I have the long cord.
it'd go from the kitchen all the way into the bedroom through, like, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but it was a calmer time. There were only 3 networks.
Yep.
And so people became stars easier. People promoted books easier. Now I hate to say it, competition for eyes on you is just off the charts.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of thinking. And if you haven't brought your way of thinking to, hey, how do I stand out and become visible? It starts with your face and your name over and over and over and over again. And a lot of people say, well, can't I just take a shot at home? And well, no, because that makes you A, look amateurish, and B, kind of cheap. And when you're competing, the last place to save money is on your promotional materials. So
Yeah.
you need to spend the money on promotion. And see, actors don't like it when I say this. Spend less time in acting class and spend that money more on your promotion and marketing.
Totally agree.
You know,
I 100% agree. I have clients, well, that have come to me, and they have an amazing product or an amazing service or whatever, and I'll say, how's that website coming?
I got it. I know. And you know, here's the reason I think that happens is because
how's that website coming? Because I want to tell everybody about your product.
Right.
I want them all to rush and fill your shopping carts because this is the most amazing product in the whole wide world. I love this product.
Do you have time for a quick story?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so when I was a commercial agent, I had to represent a lot of people. I had like 200 clients because, you know, we only make money when they make money.
Right.
And I inherited clients from the last agent that I took the position from. And I had been a coach and a consultant in my own business prior to becoming an agent. I thought, oh, this will just be great. I know what I'm doing. And oh my gosh, I had some of the most talented actors with the worst materials on their casting profiles, with bad headshots, with no clips or media, didn't know how to position their resume, nothing. And they had an agent. And they expected me to create some kind of miracle. I'm going, I am pushing the button on the platform that you created. That's what I do. I just push that same button. It's your profile to go out to my list of casting opportunities that you don't have access to. And yet I know you're not getting in the door. Please, I need better professional headshots. Please, I need this. Please. And then it was like, well, can't you just get me an audition without it? And the answer is no. And then they blame me. I'm like, remember, I present. Yes. You're the one in control of your presentation. You're the one in control of your image. You're the one in control of what your essence and brand is and what your product is. And defining, see, that's the thing. Defining your product sounds like being in a box. You know, they say, I don't want to be typecast. I'm like, how about cast?
Right.
Cast. Let's get you cast, because once you get known for one thing, then you can get known for many things.
Yes.
But it seems limited to a creative artist who they want to express in their creativity. And that's why I think a lot of people spend time in acting class, or they spend time writing, or they spend time doing their art and their craft, or because they feel good doing it. And that's awesome. But the things that are necessary in the marketing part to get you out there, to make you the money, to make you visible and wanted and desired and the maven and the expert, you may not love it, but let's learn to love it, because it's fun. Like you just said, the creativity abounds in marketing. We are living in an era unforeseen,
Yes.
even 10 years ago. Crazy.
And there's so many things that, you know, and here's the thing too, is that you do want to invest in those headshots, of course, and but you can still do things creatively on your own, but the amount of software and free or cheap tools that people can use is amazing. This is a little bit of a shameless plug, but whatever. I had just recently, are you familiar with Vlog-easy?
Vlog-easy? No, tell me more. I always love finding out new things.
Yeah, write this down, and I'll
write it down. Where's my pen?
In the show notes on here with the resources. I'll include it. Vlog-easy. So
it's video blogging, obviously.
No. It's not even. Don't even think about that. Yeah. So you could take your own videos, right? So you can do a video and you can post it on Facebook or Instagram. If you do it under a minute, right? You can post it on Instagram. If you post it on Facebook, of course, they really like things that are like 3 minutes or more. It gets more traction, whatever. But you can post these on your social media or on your website if you want. But what it does is, it's the best thing in the world. So you have it on your phone, okay? And you're filming yourself and you're like, hi, this is Christine Blosdale. Every single time you take a long pause, when you're done with your thing, whatever it is, if you're saying, hi, this is Christine Blosdale, I want you to listen to Out of the Box with Christine this week. My special guest is blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What it does is when you're done with it and you tell people where to go, how to go, whatever, or, hire me to be your, next star in your movie. When you end that video, it edits it and it does the fast editing. So it looks like you spent like hours editing it. And it's literally, it is so professional looking. It looks so cool. Then you can add your, copy there with it too. You could say, go to soandso.com. There's all these graphics that you can put on it. You can actually even insert tiny, tiny movie clips. So if you say something really crazy, you can have like Leonard Nimoy or William Shatner from Star Trek going, really? And
wow. Yeah. So it's kind of almost like a GIF or a meme that you can put in. And wow, I'm going to go there. So it's an app on your phone.
It's an app on your phone. And it is so clever. I'll put the link here. I'll send you the link too.
I love it. I love it.
And it's actually I've been doing just a couple of them and I have so much fun doing them. And the engagement on those videos on social media is so much higher because again, it's entertaining. And it looks like you had a whole crew editing, your video. So yeah, that's just my little tip for today.
I love that. And of course, I'm sure I'm not new to this, but there are so many tools, and Canva has been out there forever. And I kept thinking, I don't want to learn anything. I got inside my box of technology. I'm like, I don't want to learn it. Can't I hire somebody? And then when you hire a real graphic artist,
they're expensive.
So expensive. But then I found I was making the poster or the come to my event for November. And I was like, wow, this is pretty easy and fun. It's really cool. Once you so here's the thing, there's that gap. There's the thinking that it's going to be hard. There's the thinking that I'm scared. There's the thinking that, and then when you just go, I'm doing it anyway, you discover things about yourself and about the experience. I think it's the experience. Like, wow, not only was that a lot easier, I feel good because I accomplished something and I
You
did
feel
it
really
myself.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to try that one too.
Yeah, you do. You feel really good. And also, you're in control of it as well. So you don't have that, you have that ability to actually create your own little mini marketing. But again, you still do need somebody that is going to represent you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And get you out of the box, so to speak, out of your little quiet apartment, get you out and get some eyeballs on you. And that's the thing, is knowing also the difference between what you can do really well and things that you can't. I cannot fix my car, okay? And I'm not going to try.
Right.
I recently broke my leg in 2 places. I was not going to attempt to have surgery by myself. I'm not going to try and do surgery on my own leg.
Oh, no, no.
So there's some things that you need to outsource,
Right.
is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's knowing those things. And one of them, I believe it's really important, especially with the work that you do at yourtalentagent.com, is having somebody that's been through it, that knows what sells, what doesn't, what to do and what not to do.
Basically, I just take regular business and marketing skills that most entrepreneurs know, that I have learned over 10, 20 years now of owning my own businesses, trying things and failing, as well as being a performer, being in casting, being an agent, seeing it from all sides. And I've put it together in this one location. It's like one-stop shopping. It is DIY, do it yourself. And I like to call it college for your show business, because people have an expectation when they go to college, they're going to go for 4 years. And they're going to learn, and it's going to layer. You take level 1, and then you go to the next level of a class, and the third level, and it layers. And by the time you come out of college 4 years later, you have proficiency in something. Well, if you want a really great agent, not just any agent, and by the way, that's the other thing I find people don't know the difference. They don't know the levels. They don't know the big ones from the little ones. They don't know a manager from an agent. They don't, most people don't know. They're flying blind here. So I put it into one area. There's at least 100+ hours of content in there, between audio podcasts, videos, things to read, exercises to do. And if you consume it in order, if you're really, really, like, you're just going to sit in front of it and not sleep, it'd probably still take you 3 weeks.
Wow.
But if you consume it slowly and apply what you've learned, it might take you, I'm going to say, 6 months to a year, depending on how passionate you are about getting to the end of the course. And results happen along the way. That's what I love about it. It's not like you got to complete the whole thing before anything happens. It is a growing, living, breathing opportunity for. And here's the thing, it's not just for actors. Everything is actor speak, but honestly,
Yeah.
you're a regular entrepreneur. This just helps you get out there and be visible. This helps you grow your business, which is why I'm ready, because I realize I've developed this skill set. I'm ready to move outside of this one market of performing artists, but I love them. I am one. I'm not leaving anybody. I'm just ready to expand and act outside my box. So
well, that's the thing, is establishing yourself as a star in whatever field it is. If you're an attorney, or if you're,
exactly.
A plumber, you can still be a star, a plumber as well. But there's ways in which you can get your name, get your face out there, and that's only going to improve your business anyway. Like I said, with people who want to be authors, so many times too, they're wonderful writers, but again, they're not skilled in marketing and branding themselves. And that is one of the most important things to do especially when you're launching a book, especially when it's all done and you're ready to promote it. My goodness, I have, this is also why one of the things that I train people with is the art of the interview. And that means not only for people like you and I, for podcasters or radio hosts, how to conduct an interview, how to get those sweet spots and talk for the audience. In other words, instead of talking as the host talk as if the audience is asking these questions. But also really important about this is for those entrepreneurs and authors and speakers, teaching them how to do an interview.
Yes.
You know, because you can write the greatest book. I tell a story about a person, a person who had one of the greatest titles for a book. It wasn't huge, but it was a great title. So meaty, such a great subject matter. I thought, I'm going to have this person on the show, and it's going to be great, and it's great. I'm going to give so much to my audience from this guest because the book title alone and the contents of the book are really good. And I had this person on, and after I had introduced them, it was literally, I would ask a question, and the answers coming back were 1 or 2 word answers.
Wow. No. Yes.
And I would set, you know me, Lisa, you know, I give you a lob. I set you up so good, and I try and make you look so good. And every single time, and it was just like, yes, that's true. It was the longest hour of my life.
Yes. Well, you know, I had a brief stint working with a company that I was a podcast publicist, and I brought some folks on as guests with amazing businesses, same experience. And I went, wow, some of these folks they're passionate about what they do. They're experts at what they do, and they just can't speak in a way, you know, this is being videoed as well. So some people might see it, but if you're just listening, none of it made sense. None of it made sense. They skipped. They were, you know, I mean, it's, you know, the uhs and the ums and the wells and then the waiting for their thought process to kick in. It just was terrible. And so the producer of that particular podcast said, well, we can fix it in editing, but that's going to cost a fortune. So they may not even use it.
Personality in editing.
No, but so. Well, hopefully my personality doesn't need to be fixed too much.
Not at all. I don't have to edit a thing. Not at all.
Not at all? Okay.
No. So we only have a couple minutes left, so I want to let our listeners know how they can find out, because I'm sure at this point, our listeners and our viewers, that at this point too, they're like, I really like Lisa Gold. I want to find out more. So why don't you let people know how to reach you and all of the different resources that you make available to folks so they can take advantage of it.
Okay, so the place I want to send people to the most, if you're a performing artist, if you are seeking representation, if you are seeking new representation, better representation, or other representation, maybe you have an agent, but you'd like to add a manager. Maybe you have a manager, you'd like that, like, you get it, right?
Right.
Your Talent Agent, just like it sounds, .com. It points you to a very long introduction of what is included in this membership. It's a lifetime membership, by the way, meaning it's one price, only once, not monthly. And inside that membership is the course, 8 Steps to Reps, but I'm adding things all the time. I'm working with a VA right now to add my resource page, because like we talked about all these resources that we have, I want to make that available to people. There's some social media feeds in there from various casting sites. So the membership is the shell, and inside the course 8 Steps to Reps is what drives you to not only gain representation, but gain visibility on your way to representation and how to create, you know, your product. And it's show business, folks, not show art. So go there. You can opt in and get my recommended list of agencies for free. So that's, you know, the trade for your email address. And I do live events. Once you're on my email list, then you'll get notices on the next great iteration of whatever I'm creating, as well as some of the live events I do right now in and around the Los Angeles and New York area. Like I said, that event on November 23rd is actually for non-actors, but put it in your calendar, Saturday, November 23rd, making money on commercials for non-actors.
Yes.
Gonna be busy.
And I think that there might be somebody that might be joining you. I'm not certain. But
I didn't know whether we were allowed to.
You can say it. Why not? Yes.
We have a special guest, Christine Blasdale, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Christine Blasdale will be in attendance. I will also have a prominent professional casting director there, a prominent professional agent there, a prominent professional manager there. But here's the thing. You don't even need an agent or a manager to self-submit. We're going to cover everything soup to nuts. Christine's going to be there. It's going to be
I'm going to be like your case study, right? I'll be like your case study, or you're not guinea pig. That's
you
a
are
horrible
going
word,
to be our living, breathing example of how to audition as a real person.
Oh, good. I'm
teach
real.
You, yeah, there's technical lingo. Like, you may know this, but if you were a real person and you got an audition and you walked into the room and they said, "Slate, please," would you know what to do?
What is it? What is it? Sleep?
Slate.
Oh, sleep?
Slate, please. Slate. S-L-A-T-E.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, that is. But when you are asked to slate, please, I'm going to just give away this little tip. It's simply standing right in front of the camera and saying, "Hi, my name is Lisa Gold." If you are represented, you go, "Hi, my name is Lisa Gold, and I'm with the XYZ agency." That's called slating. That's what a slate is, because then they can find you on the tape. Well, yes, that is a slate, and that is different when you're taping a show or a film. But when you are at an audition and you are asked to slate, that is simply what it means. And then a lot of times they will ask you to show, depending on what the thing is for, your hands. They'll have you do a profile. So there's just a few things that we want you as a real person prepared for when you go to an go to an audition, that you're going to be scared enough as it is, because you've never been on one before, probably.
No,
but they want you scared. They want you real, and they will bring you through it. But it's going to be an exciting day, lots of fun. It's at the Mid-City Arts Center in near Culver City. It's going to be amazing and fun, and I'll be telling more about it. We'll be talking to Christine more about it.
So all you have to do is just opt in, right? So they can be on your mailing list?
Yeah, get on my mailing list. So go to yourtalentagent.com, get the free list of agencies. I have my top 50 in New York, the top 50 in Los Angeles, and if you're out of area and a listener of Christine's in any other location, it links to the SAG-AFTRA franchised agency website, which you do not have to be a member of SAG-AFTRA to obtain. So it's an interactive PDF. You can go right to their websites through my list. It's pretty cool. And my recommendations on, okay, these are really big, they don't take beginners, these are great starter agencies. Like, I distinguish the level of agencies and where you need to be in your career. You don't want to submit to everybody. There's too many. There's over 200 and some odd agencies alone in Los Angeles. I've culled it down to my 50 top ones and how to submit to them. And I've taken out the big, like CAA, ICM, William Morris Endeavor. They're not looking at us. They don't work with emerging or aspiring artists. So yeah, I'd love to stay connected with you. That takes you also to my larger website automatically, which is actoutsidethebox.com. You can find out more information on me and what I do. And then, of course, I'm going to be opening up goldpublicity.com, which will also hook to actoutsidethebox.com, because what I've learned from my mentors is you want one home base. Algorithm, Google. There's so much to know.
You want, well, the thing is too, is that why reinvent the wheel? I have ChristineBlasdale.com, right? And that's kind of like my fancy interactive business card.
Yes.
But when you go to that, all of my other domains, all of my other URLs are directed to it. So Out of the Box with Christine.com for this podcast. Mm-hmm. That is redirected to on the same main website. MyIdeaCoach.com, same thing. It goes to the same website. And AccelerateYourDreams.com, the workshops and the webinars that I do, that all is directed to ChristineBlasdale.com. Subdivisions.
Yes.
Because also, when somebody is looking at either the podcast show page or MyIdeaCoach.com, they can see all of the other, in the navigation, they can see, here's testimonials about Christine. Who the hell is she? Well, here's some testimonials about her. Here's some video about her. There's a speaking page. So in other words, they don't have to go all over the place and remember a whole bunch of different URLs either, but it's all in one spot.
Exactly. We're doing the same thing. We've had brilliant coaches ourselves to teach us that Google likes a lot of touches, and we all come up together. Even so, the newer stuff that we're inventing still piggybacks on the older stuff that exists,
Yeah.
and raises the visibility. So yes, yourtalentagent.com redirects to actoutsidethebox.com. The other things will direct. So we're on the same page. Love marketing. Woohoo!
Because we're out of the box,
We're
Lisa
out of the
Gold.
box. Christine, gosh, you are the best interviewer ever.
Thank you. That's what I do.
I know. So if you need an interview coach, go there.
Yes.
If you need a coach in acting outside the box as a performing artist, or needing more publicity for your blog, author, or book expertise, come to me.
Exactly.
We'll do both. We'll play. We're going to be doing stuff together too. So I'm
everything
excited.
Publicity, everything representation. Please do reach out to Lisa Gold. Again, yourtalentagent.com is a great place for you to start, and you can opt in and get notified on all these incredible things that she's got going on. And yes, if you are someone who wants to, if you're interested in being on podcasts, being a guest on podcast shows or radio programs, you can always reach out to me at christineblasdale.com, because I will teach you what to do, what not to do. And also, if you're someone who wants to have your own show, your own podcast show, which so many people are, and I'm excited that there's more and more podcast shows, but we want to make sure that you're successful, and we want to make sure that you also entertain and get to highlight and showcase your guests as well. So I can train you on that as well. And that's all at christineblasdale.com. So,
and it has been a highlight to be with you. Let's cheers again.
Look at the last little remnants of cheers. Bink.
You're going faster than me, but well, maybe not. Here we go.
Oh yeah, I am.
On my little straw. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, love. I want to thank you so much for today, and I also want to thank wonderful listeners and viewers of this podcast show. Thank you so much. If you dug this, or if you know of somebody that would really appreciate the content of the show, please remember to share it. You can like and share it on YouTube. That's the easiest way to do it. You can post it on social media. Say, hey, check out this podcast show with Lisa Gold and Christine Blasdale. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And as always, until the next time, I want to remind you to think outside of that damn box. Bye,
and act outside the box.
And act out of that box. Just crush that box.
Crush it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.